Child, it looks like everybody and their mama has got something to say about Beyonce's son, Sir Carter, and not in a good way. Hazel E just entered the chat to drop her 2 cents about the issue, and it looks like she also believes that Sir has some sort of disability, which is what the internet has been talking about for a long time. And not only did she speak on Sir, but she also backed Kanye West up. Y'all know how Kanye recently went on a long rant calling Beyonce's twins the R slur? Well, Hazel E has said something about that, and y'all won't believe how bold she is about it. So does this mean that Hazel knows something that we don't? And what does Beyonce think about everyone coming for her kids this way? Let's break it down. Okay, so if you've been following the story, then you know that the rumors about Sir Carter did not start with Kanye's comments because they've been around for a long time. Beyonce is known for being one of the most private celebs in Hollywood, and she rarely shows us her private life. She's super protective of her kids, but fans have noticed that she seems to be extra protective of Sir. We've seen Blue Ivy on stage at the Renaissance Tour and at the Grammys, and she's even doing movies now. Rumi, on the other hand, was spotted multiple times at the Renaissance Tour and even at the Super Bowl. So even though she's private, we still see her kids once in a while, except Sir. It's been years since anybody has seen him in public, which is how the rumors started about him having some sort of disability. For all we know, Sir could be perfectly fine and be your average boy, but if he truly has something wrong, it makes even more sense that she would want to protect him even more. Y'all know how cruel the internet can be, and nobody wants to expose a child to that sort of vile behavior. Let's not pretend folks didn't come for Blue Ivy from the start. Like, grown adults were really out here dragging a baby over her hair, her looks, everything. They had the nerve to call her hair unkempt and threw all kinds of shady, unnecessary comments her way, and she hadn't even said her first words yet. What's wild is that it never really stopped. Fast forward to now, she's 13, finding her footing, stepping into the spotlight a bit, and people are still picking her apart. From her hair to her clothes to just existing. She's just living her life, growing up in front of the world, and for some reason, this gets some people riled up. It's like they decided the minute she was born that she was fair game, and they just never let up. Given everything that went down with Blue, is it really surprising that Beyonce is extra protective over the twins, especially Sir? It makes sense why she's been so intentional about keeping them out of the spotlight. She saw how cruel people were to Blue from the moment she was born, and there's no way she's letting history repeat itself. Folks act like being a celebrity kid means you're automatically fair game for judgment, but that doesn't make it okay. And let's be real, Beyonce has always been super private about her personal life. So the fact that she's even more low-key about Sir than Rumi, that says a lot. You can tell she's doing everything she can to protect his peace. A few months back, fans really started picking up on just how much effort Beyonce puts into keeping Sir out of the spotlight. Like, remember that iconic halftime performance? She brought the house down, but Sir was noticeably absent. Then there was her Good Morning America interview for The Lion King. Blue and Rumi were right there with her, but once again, no sign of Sir. That's not a coincidence. Beyonce's clearly making a conscious choice to keep him away from the cameras, and honestly, after witnessing all the negativity that was thrown at Blue over the years, who could blame her? She's doing what any protective mother would do, shielding her child from a world that hasn't exactly been kind. Beyonce has never been one to share anything with the public without a purpose. Everything she does is calculated, so if Sir is rarely seen, it's not by accident. Her mom, Miss Tina Knowles, tried to set the rumor mill straight, saying that Sir just didn't like crowds and loud places.
Well, Rumi is amazing. She's an amazing artist, like painter and creator. And so, I mean, how could they be anything else growing up in that environment? That's all we talk about is creativity and fashion and the whole thing.
What is Sir interested in?
Sir is very quiet and is very, very smart and does all of the number stuff. So he's not into the fashion stuff as much.
That settled the drama until Kanye West randomly decided to go off on Twitter because Beyonce and Jay-Z refused to help him get custody of his kids from his ex, Kim Kardashian. He tweeted, "Wait, has anyone ever seen Jay-Z and Beyonce's younger kids? They're retarded? No, like literally, and this is why artificial insemination is such a blessing. Having retarded children is a choice. If Twitter take my ish down, then so be it, but I need y'all to know Jay-Z or nobody have no power over me." Eventually, he deleted the tweets, but it wasn't because he was sorry for his nasty words. He claimed that the only reason he took them down was to dodge getting his Twitter account flagged for violating the platform's rules. That's it. Not because he had a moment of self-reflection or realized he crossed the line, just because he didn't want to lose his account. He tweeted, "I need everyone to know that I took the post about Jay-Z and Beyonce's family down and Jerry Lorenzo's family down because there was a possibility of my Twitter being canceled, not because I'm a good person. Now Jay-Z and Beyonce, on the other end, F them and their entire families. He also said, I love Jay-Z and I do feel bad. I always felt like the black sheep, like I wanted family in this music-ish. I'd run on stages thinking I was doing the right thing and would always be a slight. Hove not coming to my first wedding, him putting Kendrick on the Super Bowl over me, or even us never being invited to Ish, taking jabs about my red hat on Donda. I felt like both him and his wife could have helped me have more leverage with my kids. They could have used their cultural position to not just watch the Kardashians run me over. It hurts so F both of them because when I needed them, it was F-a-M-F. He then doubled down on being forced to delete the tweet, saying, concerning the Jay-Z and Beyonce tweet, Ninja said, I would regret it. No, I regret taking it down. My Twitter account is a one-way conversation. The only thing that I was mad about in the last few hours was taking that Jay-Z and Beyonce tweet down. Somebody from my music team called me and begged me to take it down and spoke on Twitter, banning, etc. I'm so mad I took it down. And now that you think Jay-Z peace self made me take it down, I got to double down. Ain't no celebrity ever said nothing to me to my aid when it comes to these white women taking my kids because they was mad I was wearing a Trump hat. F Jay-Z and his whole family, especially his shooters. Now, most people were not here for Kanye's mean comments. Having beef with Beyonce and Jay-Z is one thing, but coming for their children unprovoked is just cruel. Kanye got dragged for filth for days over this, and most people distanced themselves from him, but as it turns out, Hazel E is not one of those people. She recently appeared on Tasha K's podcast where she not only declared support for Kanye, but also hinted that she believed Sir Carter has some issues.
The comments that I've read is more so something along the line that there's some things the twins might have some kind of like issue, but the fans just want Beyonce to come out and tell the truth about what's going on with her children and be an advocate for whatever said issues might be, whatever it is. They just want her to come out and be a voice for it versus like trying to hide them, lock them in a room, act like they don't exist no more.
She also made a comment about how some people even think that Sir might have passed away.
But based on like certain things that have come out, people are drawing conclusions about the twins. At a certain point, people thought the little boy was unalived, you know, because they hadn't seen him in so long.
That's just a nasty thing to say about kids, especially when there's no evidence to suggest anything wrong with Sir. For all we know, he's just your typical 6-year-old who's shy and scared of crowds. Fans slammed Hazel E for her comments, saying, why is Hazel E even on Tasha K's show discussing Beyonce kids? And not only that, why in the F do you feel entitled to know if Beyonce's kids are disabled or not? Why is Hazel E ugly behind talking about Beyonce and her kids? And I wish Beyonce used her power the way y'all say she does, because that will be the last time Tasha K and Hazel E brought me up in a conversation. This is a mess, but I want to know how y'all feel about this, so drop your thoughts in the comments and then check out this next video.